chapter 8.
First Nephi? That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to discuss, okay, so there was this part where it said Jesus had, well, they were the daughter and son of, basically the offspring of Adam and Eve. I didn't get that part. I think that's towards the beginning of the Bible.
Are you talking about the Book of Mormon or the Bible? It already goes and grows and just like. Okay, sounds good. Explain it better than me of what the Book of Mormon like contains and when it was kind of written, because there are different kind of plates that were all like contained in this one book. But basically what he's saying is like that they have those 5 books of Moses with them. So the 5 books of Moses are like the ones at the beginning of the Bible, like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Those are the 5 books of Moses. And the people, Lehi and his family, his sons, they were coming over from ancient Jerusalem, and those books contained like a genealogy, right? In the Bible it talks about where we came from and how we're here, and it talked about, you know, the first prophets and the first commandments of God. So they needed those plates so that they could read them and study from them and learn from them. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about actually today, is like what was contained on those plates, like where we came from, how we're here, like Adam and Eve, where we're going after this life and all that.
Okay.
There's kind of like a way that would be helpful. Are you like a visual learner kind of? Yeah, okay. We have a little way that we can draw it out. We can draw it out in like our Book of Mormon.
Also, so like that one of the fathers was a visual.
A visual?
It was a visualizer or something.
Yeah, they said he's a visionary man.
Yeah. But the mom wasn't fond of him in his visions.
Yeah, the mom was upset because basically what's happening in this point is, so before they leave Jerusalem, God is like, you guys need some type of like word of God, right? So there's a guy in this book called Laban who has the plates, which are the 5 books of Moses, and they want those so that they can teach their kids and their children about God and Jesus Christ and have scriptures to like read from. Okay. And so they sent their sons out to get these plates, but it's kind of dangerous because of that he's wicked. And so the mom was not super happy because like
she wants to protect your kids.
Yeah.
You know?
She wanted to protect her sons, and they were gone for a long time, and so she was getting really like worried. So that's what's going on at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, you have a really good understanding though. I'm impressed. In the back of the Book of Mormon that are blank, so I'll just do it on this one right here. Does that sound good? Okay. I know. So many what?
Blank ones in the back. Like I've always just like finished it and I just close it.
I think they print them with more blank pages in the back now than they used to. Because there's some copies we get that don't have that in the back, but then some do. Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I have the desk chair right there. I got a chair in my room I can grab, and then there's that chair. You don't need chairs.
That would work. Sure. It'll be good. And it's sparkly. It is sparkly. It's like, if you need this, you don't have this. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna grab this desk chair here.
Yeah.
I can stand too. Like, I'm fine to stand. It's good for me. Let's just go outside. It is nice.
It's warmer than last week.
Last week was freezing.
I don't know how you guys survived.
I don't know how we did.
I don't think we did. I think I
God
got that all week.
It's
not a little outside. It's not a little outside. That's
I was like chilled to the bone, but like also I feel like God just like strengthened and preserved us. So
it did. This is like a POV for you.
Well, I got nice eyes.
You need one of those like ski masks.
Yeah, for real. This is so cool. Oh, this is kind of nice. I like this. I'm like, in the corner. Yeah, that's this is good. See how this is 4?
You can sit like right here.
You can take one of these ones.
Or we can sit right here, and then 2 people can sit on a couch, and 2 people can sit on a chair.
That would be perfect. Yeah, that would be let's do that. Okay, before we start, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
So I don't have to like get up.
Yeah. You like it? It's like this fan chair.
Did you have some?
Yeah, she'll probably start here.
Did you have some school canceled last week because of the weather and everything?
Yeah.
There's a lot of schools closed last week.
Yeah.
Good thing, because it was cold. I'm like, they better close them
And
too.
if
They
they
won't be
have to
seeing
like
me.
walking to school and everything,
Yeah.
that would be crazy. It was like, it feels like negative 18. That was crazy. Yeah, that's good for the debt closing. it was interesting. We'll be like knocking doors throughout the day, you know, and usually kids don't really be answering in the middle of the day because they're all at school and everything. But all last week, like the kids would run to the door and open the door. We're like, oh right, school is closed right now. That's why.
You locked yourself in there for a minute.
I always I struggle to, I don't know, like, why I
just talking about this.
We were just talking about this yesterday. There was a house we went to, and they're like, both of us could not figure out how to unlock the door. So for like 5 minutes, you're
Panicking
both
in
of
there.
us were
Like, praying like, please, unlock this door.
It's better. My biggest fear is being trapped in an elevator.
trapped in an elevator.
Yes.
Are you claustrophobic?
Yes.
That
So
would be
anytime there's an
something.
elevator, I take the stairs.
I feel like that's,
Especially if it's an old building.
yeah.
The older elevators, like, they make
They, like,
noises.
shake, and then you're like, am I gonna make it? I always secretly want to be trapped in an elevator. That's my truth. Is I think it would be kind of a bucket list item.
I think
what
that
could you
You
do?
can say, I did one time, I was trapped in an elevator.
Exactly.
Like, then you would have
say that.
PTSD from that. Like every time you get in an elevator, you would never want to take an
But see, I don't think it would stress me out because I would just be chilling in there for real. I would just like call the fire.
I'm like, I
department
can't
and be like,
breathe.
I'm in an elevator. Come save me.
I think I would panic. I think I would panic so hard.
I'd just be like sitting on the ground. I'd chop it up with the people in the elevator with me. You
See,
know?
I would need a person like her to be on the elevator to calm me down.
She is very
So just be
calming.
like, don't think about it.
I'm like, it's fine. They're gonna come rescue us.
They'll get us for sure.
And
Especially if
where
you're
do
by
you
yourself.
work?
What if you was by yourself though?
If I was by myself, I would still find a way to entertain myself. I'd like talk to myself.
Just lay on the floor, look up
Tell myself
something,
stories.
Like so many different situations.
Yeah, I'd be like, how would I respond? And then I'd like make a vlog, be like, guys, I'm trapped in the elevator right now.
Like
You know?
POV.
By the time the firefighters get to you, they'll be like, you just gone crazy. We're too
They're
long.
like, we should probably just leave right
I
now.
wouldn't even pull out my phone. I'd just be panicking the whole time.
I'd
I
like try
can't
to
even be
climb
calm
up and
enough
like
to record.
open the door on the top of the elevator thing and see if there's a way to like climb out somehow, you know?
I watch so many movies like
I
that.
was
It
gonna
doesn't
say,
end
that
well.
doesn't end well for people
Either
that do that.
fall. You could climb up that little line, but I wouldn't. I would just stay in there.
I think I would probably just stay in there. I would call it, yeah.
And I know bright ideas in this moment.
For real. We're thinking we could start with a song that will kind of help us to like, it'll just kind of introduce the whole thing of what we're talking about today. And I'll play it on this one, but you can just follow along with like the lyrics. If that's okay, so I'm a child
Are we gonna sing it or listen to it?
Sing it. Yes. It's a children's song. So this is probably what Vontae learns when he is in like Sunday school or primary.
It's the best song though.
It is.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna grab my phone.
Your what?
My other phone.
Okay, sounds good.
This one threw up though. That's what I'm using. Crack the juice.
Oh. That's not good.
Right. But it works.
That's good. At least it works. Do you want to use mine in the meantime?
Huh?
Do you want to use mine while it turns on?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
I am a child of God, and He has sent me here, has given me an earthly home, with parents kind and dear. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do, to live with Him someday. I am a child of God, and so my needs are great. Help me to understand His words before it grows too late. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do, to live with Him someday. I am a child of God, and blessings are in store. If I but may turn to His will, I'll live with Him once more. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do, to live with Him someday.
But we love this song because it helps us to remember like that we are children of God and that we're created in His image. And so we believe before this life that we lived with God and Jesus Christ as spirits. And we lived with them and they taught us about their plan for us and we learned there about Jesus Christ and we're able to choose to come to earth. And knowing that I lived with Heavenly Father before, this life has brought me a lot of comfort to know that like He does really know me and He has a plan for me because He told me this plan once before and I don't remember now, obviously. But that one day, like, all things will be brought back to my remembrance when I'm living with Him again. We know that we live with Him, And the end goal is to live back with him. And so he's given us a plan to help us get there. And this plan is all centered around Jesus Christ. We lived in heaven before this life with Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. And just like she said, our goal is to return and live back with him again. And so that's ultimately why he came to earth. That's why Jesus Christ came to earth, was to make it possible.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But there was this verse that spoke about the promised land and said that there would be like a lot of disaster. There was darkness and thunder and lightning and just tearing the place up inside the promised land. So what do you think about that chapter?
So the promised land, it talks both like in situations that have happened in the past and situations that will happen in the future. So like before Jesus Christ came the first time, there was lots of like, or before he died, there was lots of like signs and like wars and rumors of wars and like thundering and lightning and fires and all these things that were going on. And we know that before Jesus Christ comes again, all those things are going to happen. That like
It'll happen again.
the world will be in chaos, before Jesus Christ comes again.
So everybody waiting for the promise is going to be destroyed.
The promised land, I like how you're applying it to your life, though. That's really awesome. That's always what we should do when we read the scriptures. The promised land is like more like technically we are living in like the promised land, like because this is where they were like traveling to. But one day like this like land will be destroyed when Jesus comes again, and then we will.
So do you think the promised land is more so consciously or physically?
I think it can be applied to both. When they were talking about it in the scriptures, it wasn't a physical sense, right? That there would be that, but also lots of times in our lives we need to go through like really challenging, hard times before we can get to like, the things that God needed us to learn, or like the good things, or the like, fruits of our challenges and our trials, you know? So it can be both for sure. Have you seen that like before good things happen, like you go through really hard or challenging times, or?
What's good is peace, I guess. That's all I get out of the situation. So if I'm going through something at the end of it and I have peace and I'm content and humble and nothing is bothering me. That's why I say it's more so of a conscious thing, because physically life is going to be life. You know, people are going to be out here trying to get to your mind and this and that. But peace and the promise in your mind will be more so of whenever they try, you have nothing but peace. Whenever they try to get to your mind or they speak to you, you have peace. So it's like they can't get to you. So that's more so of a promising that peace for your sake, you know, mentally, so that the physical realm don't intervene, you know, or interact on you.
I've never really thought of it in more spiritual sense. In my head, it's always been like, you know, this is the physical promised land, but I like that.
I see it as I see it more spiritual, because there's a physical. I feel like the Bible is a replication of the physical. The Bible is a replication to what's going on here now. So it's like the Bible is more so spiritual, and we are basically living a physical reality. But you know, when you get close to God, when you read the Bible, it kind of takes you back to that spiritual plane. You know, but it still gives you, you know, you're more alert and aware of what's going on. So like, if somebody like is mentally going through something, the Bible can definitely help them. You know, because that's where, you know, God is kind of silence those thoughts for you. You know, that's how I feel about medications and stuff like it. You wouldn't have to take medications if you read the Bible, because God, that's where God works. God will quiet your mind, silence your mind, and work on your behalf. And I speak like that because I used to take a lot of medicine back in the past, but the more I reverted back to the Bible, it kind of took me out of that trance. You know, so I feel like, you know, I just had a lot of experience, you know, religiously.
Yeah, it's definitely like can help us with whatever we need, and he's given us tools on this life to help lead us back to him. And I think the scriptures is a really good tool that he's given us, and they started right from Adam and Eve. I was like, Genesis is the beginning. It talks about the scriptures, and even the Book of Mormon, it starts with talking about that too. And the first people that God put in the on the earth were Adam and Eve, and they knew the challenges they would face, and they knew that they would be separated from they didn't know. They knew before, and they were sent there, and then they learned. Right, our life is about learning and growing. And there are some scriptures in the Book of Mormon actually that you can read from mine since she has yours, but that kind of explain thanks. Most people think like that Adam and Eve's transgression of partaking the fruit was a really, really bad thing. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we kind of view it as like a sin, but also like a transgression, but also a way that we could be here. Because if they hadn't known good from evil, they wouldn't have been able to make us have children, right? And we wouldn't be here today, and they wouldn't know good from evil. And so she's talking about, right? There's always, we have to know the bad before we can know the good, and we have to have hard times, have good times, because there has to be opposition in all things. And so, if you would just want to read verses 22 to 25 on this page.
22 to 25. And now behold, if Adam had not transgressed, he would not have fallen, but he would have remained in the Garden of Eden. And all things which were created must have remained in the same state in which they were after they were created, and they must have remained forever and had no end. And they would have had no children, wherefore they would have remained in a state of innocence, having no joy for they knew no misery. Doing no good, for they knew no sin. But behold, all these things have been done in the wisdom of him who knoweth all things. Adam fell, that man might be, and men are, that they might have joy. There's 25, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
What did you think of those verses?
The 25 kind of threw me off. It said Adam fell, that man might be, and men are, that they might have joy. So it's saying Adam as an example.
So Adam and Eve, so we lived in a premortal life, right? And then Adam and Eve were the first two people they sent down.
Yeah.
Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, they created the earth in perfect conditions for us. And then they sent Adam and Eve. And just like Sister Reynolds was saying, they were given a choice in the Garden of Eden, and they chose to transgress. So that's called the fall of Adam and Eve. As they transgressed, they had to leave the garden, they had to come to this earth and be mortal. So they were able to experience challenges and sorrows and hardships and heartaches. But because they learned all of those things, they were also able to know joy and happiness and like peace and comfort because they knew both sides of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's like Adam fell, like he transgressed, they had to leave the Garden of Eden and come to earth. And because of that, we can be here, they can have children, and also we can have joy because we know the sorrow, so we are to know joy as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. What are some ways that, or things or people, what are things that bring you joy during this life?
Not too much.
Or use a term person, what are things that bring you joy too? Anyone can answer.
Let's see. My husband. my husband is bringing me a lot of joy. Treats me very well. Makes me laugh a lot. So, and my family brings me a lot of joy. They can also bring me a lot of sadness, but joy for sure.
Your turn.
What brings me joy? I think what brings me like I'll do spiritual and like so. But like what brings me like the most joy is Jesus Christ. Because there's a lot of things that like I can be sad, I can be happy. Those like are kind of like intertwined, but joy can be like constant. And that's the way I found in my life that I can always be joyful because of Jesus Christ. But when I do feel sad, like I can still feel joy at the same time. When I feel happy, I feel joy because Jesus Christ, like living in His like I found that when I'm obedient to what God wants me to do, I'm more happy. And when I'm closer to God, I'm more happy. And like people, like family and friends, and you guys, and teaching people about Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, this is only a short time we're missionaries for, and then we go back home. But the time that I get to spend here, like in Ohio, helping people come closer to Jesus Christ brings me a lot of joy. Same with me. Jesus Christ brings me joy.
Those are better answers than mine.
My family brings me joy.
No, I like what you're saying about Jesus Christ is like a constant joy. My family, like, I struggle with them sometimes, and then we have like our good times, but Jesus Christ is this constant joy that we can always turn back to.
Like the common ground.
Yeah. And there's lots of things He's given us too, right? Like when I'm out like at the ocean, I've only been to the ocean one time, and that brought me so much joy. Or like waterfalls, they bring me joy. Different things that God has given us give us joy. But just like Sister Peterson said, everything is temporary besides Jesus Christ, and His love for us. So that's like the whole purpose of why we're here in this earthly life is to learn and to grow. There's like 3 things down here that I wrote down. One is agency, so we have the ability to know right from wrong, is choose right from wrong. That's because of Adam and Eve. And we have a physical body. Sarah would have children. We needed to come to earth and get a physical body. And then also to have experiences where we have faith in Jesus Christ, where we grow and we learn and make promises with Him through like baptism and being sealed together as families. Those are all things.
Okay, so I'll go back to what makes me brings me joy. What brings me joy is the little things, and like I mean, since everything is temporary, but at the same time to enjoy the time that I have, I would like I'm more of a naturalist, so I go out and I get like organic stuff or organic products to put in my hair. I enjoy walks on trails. I like the water. I like swimming whenever I can. My son brings me joy. My children have too. Just learning brings me joy. Learning about my life, learning about my ancestors, learning spiritually. Spiritually, that's just my ultimate joy. But yeah, that's all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think what's so amazing about all those things is like, I love how like centered our families were, and that's what this life is about. And it's like, there's so many things that we came down here for. And we came down here to get a body and to learn to grow and to create families, to have children, and to live with them again. That's why we're here. Families are so important in God's plan for us, and we can teach our families and help them to be all connected. Even if we don't all get along, we can all be connected through Jesus Christ. And I think that's awesome. When you said that. Yeah, absolutely. That's one way that we can find the very most joy in this life is through our families. Our families that we came from and our families that we created.
And children of Christ. That's your families.
Yes, exactly.
Without relation.
Mhm.
Children are first.
Yeah.
Sisters and brothers and sisters are first.
Exactly, yeah. And our goal is to one day return and live with God and live with our families again. So that's one of the reasons that Jesus Christ came down to earth. Well, that is the reason that Jesus Christ came down to earth, is to make it possible, because there are two things that we need to overcome to be able to live with God again. Ooh, that is true.
Oh, it's
So
leading
many
through?
empty pages. No, there's another little drawing that talks about the things that we need to overcome. I don't want to smear it. Okay,
Huh?
I don't know if it did. Maybe I just stamped it on the other page. I don't think
I
it's
think
completely
it's
dry.
I think it's dry.
I think it's
Like,
Oh wow,
for a while.
it is dry. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so this is another drawing. These are the things that we need to overcome to get to live with God again. So here's like, there's one pitfall we need to overcome, and here's another one we need to overcome. Here's God. He's so happy. I'll give him a little beard and like a halo maybe. So we'll give him a little like mustache or like goatee moment. And then there's like a halo.
So I went out today thinking I was taking a break, and I wound up crossing all of these different products. I like this one product, the water product. I really like that. It's like a shampoo. It's a water shampoo. And I'm thinking about getting that later on. So yeah, because the fact that it is $10, that I am going to have to wait on, but eventually I like to get it. The next thing I came across was some products for my spray that I would like to use eventually. Of course, I have to get in the spray bottle though. I wound up getting some Sun Blossom Moisturizer Lather Soap. I got 2 of those for $1 that I'll be washing up with. I got some Mango and Lime Body Lotion because I definitely need some body lotion, and that was only $2. Then I got this Kiwi and Pomegranate Micellar Cleansing Water for the skin. And honestly, that was supposed to be it. See that I got this little itty bitty basket? That was my plan. But plans changed as I walked around more in the store, because with Marks, you just don't know what you'll get for sale. And at the same time, a mother's job is never done. Even when she thinks it's done, it's not done. So, yeah, that's how I wound up with 2 bags more than I was supposed to have. So then I came across this dragon fruit that looked, when I first seen it, I'm like, this looked like a heart. Like, what kind of fruit is this? But yeah, I have no experience with dragon fruit. I don't know what dragon fruit is for one, but I looked it up and actually found some interesting things. So yeah, but I did find my Olay. I love my Olay. Finally found that, and I am going to use that every time there is a wash. So once I'm due for a wash, I'm going to peel the Olay, and I'm going to use it for beforehand. So yeah, pre-washing purposes. But honestly, when I first picked it up, I did not think fruit. So yeah, maybe I'll try that later on with a salad. They said you can mix it up with you can make a smoothie out of it. And then after I got out of there, I took a seat on a bench. I did grab my blueberries though, and I'm gonna eat on those, and I'm gonna see how that helps me. Last time I checked, blueberries helps the memory, I think. And then I went ahead and grabbed my son some fish. He threw out yesterday that he wanted some fish. I'm like, cool. That'll give me a reason to just get out for the day. And, so like I said, I was just planning on getting that fish and probably one item, if that. But I wound up with more than I can carry. No, I'm just playing. Well, actually not more than I can carry, luckily for this time around. So yeah, that was my shopping trip of the day. Recently, I read an article about taking a rest and taking a break from the stress. And this is I guess this is one of those plans, devotional plans, that whenever you get a chance to take a break, You know, take that break from all the responsibilities and obligations as a mother and a parent. You know, anytime you feel like you need to take that break, go ahead and take that break. And this was my break. You know, it spoke a lot about Jesus and how Jesus took a break from every time he had to teach. Like, he would go up and take a break. But I kind of don't agree, because even though we feel like we're taking a break, we're not really taking a break. So if anything, if you can take a break physically, then give your mind a break. That would be best. This shopping trip was more so of me taking a break mentally, because I didn't really have to think too much about anything. So yeah, this was my mental break. But to my understanding, Jesus had no break. There's no break in life, honestly. It's just, whatever works for you.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be notified and share at your own free will to show you care.
Study was about the fall from Christ. So falling in a way to where you would, like, everybody falls from Christ at one point in time. And I had kind of got it trained in my mind that, it was this one song that kind of related to the situation, and I sing this a lot. It's by Beyonce's sister, Solange, and she said, whenever I fall, God will pick me up. So I know that I'll be safe in God's hand whenever I fall. So we spoke a lot about, when we fall, who would be there to pick us up, and it's kind of easy to fall when you're, it's better to fall when you're a child of God, because and you have faith that when you fall, God will be there to pick you up. And I was just like, it's kind of like having that parent, that mother, or that father, and their child falls, and God, reaches out his hand, and he will pick that child up and say, you're okay. If you fall, I will be here to pick you up. So whenever you fall, don't feel afraid, and don't worry. Don't feel sad. Don't, worry too much about it, because I feel like everybody has a point where they may fall. You may fall if you're drinking alcohol and consciously, everything is coming out, everything is pouring out, and it may be good. It may be bad. Your spirit may be a little bit dirty and stuff like that. But have faith that God will pick you up and wipe you off and clean you off. If you have that relationship with the Lord. So yeah, like I said, there was a point when I felt like, I was kind of falling in faith, and I had a lack of faith. It's those times when you have to go to God, you have to take it to God, you have to pray about it, and have faith, knowing that whenever you fall or whenever this time comes, you can be picked up by the Lord. So whenever you feel at a time where you feel like you're going to fall, just know the Lord will be there to pick you up if you do so happen to fall. So yeah, that's what this Bible study was about. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share at your own free will to show you care. Bye.